What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel, and we're back today to talk about episode 4, I believe, of season 28 of The Bachelor. Joey G's season, another interesting episode, an episode where we had a dramatic 2-on-1 date, a romantic 1-on-1 date, and a group date where we had sausages flying around. So let's just hop right into the recap. So first off, cold opens continue to hit. I like how the producers are setting that up at the beginning of the episode, kind of giving you a foreshadow of the episode. Jen says the house has gotten out of control. Jesse Palmer comes in, lets the girls know they're heading to Malta in the classic, you got 1 hour to pack, get it going. Interviewing Autumn. Autumn is basically me saying, is Malta in Europe? Thought that was funny because, yeah, geography isn't the strong suit. Gotta say, back to one of my first notes here, editing and the little producer notes that they'll put on the screen has been great. Great production quality. Really liked how this season has been edited so far. First date of the week goes to Lexi. She gets a 1-on-1. They start off by walking around the city, shopping outside, trying some of the food and exploring. They play an old game, dance with some of the locals. Then we jump back to the hotel and we have both the girls, Maria and Sydney, talking to different people. And Maria's talking about how she's hoping to move on from this situation, where Sydney's talking about wanting to make sure Joey knows that Maria is the problem. Jumping back to the 1-on-1 date, Lexi shares a touching story reminiscing about her grandpa. I think Lexi's great, and she's fantastic. She'd be a fantastic bachelorette if it doesn't work out with Joey. Going into the night, she wants to open up to Joey about her medical condition that might not allow her to have children. Even though she wants children, but you never know how that conversation is going to go. Back at the hotel, the group date card comes and everyone's on it but Maria and Sydney, which means boom, 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 we get the 2-on-1 date. Maria keeps wanting to move forward. Sydney doesn't seem like she wants to. It's been the same story last week, this week, and for the majority of this episode, it seems like it's going to be the same thing. And I'll say it again, this is the absolute stupidest feud in the history of the Bachelor franchise. Like, you can't even follow it. Like, you can't even follow it with logic, why this is even happening. Back in the 1-on-1 date here with Lexi, basically, first off, go watch the whole conversation, because showed incredible strength being able to share that story, personal story of hers in this type of space. And also shout out to Joey for how he handled it as well as he could in that conversation with Grace. But essentially, she was sick for about 1.5 years, and she went into surgery and told her that she might not be able to have her own children. As we said, incredible strength for her to be able to tell that story, and great grace by Joey, comforting her in that situation and saying, there's other ways to have kids and have a family that it seems like they both want. Lexi, of course, ends up getting the rose here at the end of the date. And it seems like they're heading in a good direction. Really like this relationship so far. Group date, they go to a castle of some sorts where I guess Game of Thrones was filmed. I feel a sword fight incoming here, but ladies go and change into costumes and get ready for a battle, but it's really just, kind of just messing around with the swords and the shields, whatever. No real competition here, even though there is a competition to see who gets extra time with Joey. Then they're basically doing a no blink staring challenge, staring into Joey's eyes. They each go up there and take turns doing that. Then they have a sash grab game. Didn't show much of that. Now we're having the flying sausages that we saw in all the promos for the season. You have to catch them with your mouth, but, Edwina goes for it. Daisy gets hit in the face a couple of times. But most of the girls are just cheating. Then in one of the side interviews after, the producer throwing sausage at Jess as she's talking about how nasty it is was hilarious. But really, shout out to Autumn here. Autumn going all in as well, wanting that extra time with Joey, and it pays off. She does win the competition and gets the extra time with Joey here. Daisy and Joey at the night portion start out having a conversation. They have such a good connection. They're talking about kids and possible kids' names. Then we see a Kelsey A conversation. Really like Kelsey A lot. Rachel and Joey have a nice moment. She's wearing her glasses. Joey pulls his out, pause, and puts them on as well. So they're wearing their glasses together. That's a cool little moment between them. Kelsey T and Joey then have a conversation. Joey thinks there's something there. Feels natural and gets lost in the conversations with her. Would like to see more of Kelsey T. We unfortunately haven't really seen a lot of her, and she seems like a fantastic woman, and Joey really likes her, so I'm hoping here in the next couple weeks we get to see more of her and that connection. Maria and Sydney 2-on-1 date card comes back at the hotel with a meet me at the water, so who's getting thrown overboard on this date? Sydney says she's getting tortured, which I can't even. just has a good moment with Joey, which we haven't seen a lot of their connection either. We saw the whole drama night one, but not much since. Kelsey T ends up getting the group date rose. Now getting ready for the 2-on-1 date, Joey wants the magic word that we all got so sick of hearing a couple years ago, but it's so essential in Bachelor Nation: clarity. Joey just wants some clarity on the whole situation. They go on a boat ride to explore the Blue Grotto, I believe it was called. I'm still with Maria here with some of the conversation. She's trying to have a good time, but Sydney's kind of just sucking the good vibes out of it. Like, she just seems miserable the whole time. Like, yeah, it's a crappy situation. You think you're in the right. Maria thinks she's in the right. Just try to have a good time as you can. You'll get a conversation with Joey. Try to sort it all out. She doesn't take that route. Joey and Sydney talk first. Sydney saying some wild stuff that happened in the house that I don't remember even happening unless they didn't show, like Maria lashing out at Leia, telling her to shut the bleep up to Leia, which I don't remember happening at all. Joey's just overall confused because both stories are so completely different. When he talks with Maria, Maria says, again, how she left that stuff back in LA, just wants to move on. Maria says the whole Leia thing didn't happen, which I didn't think so. I'll have to go back and watch the tape, but I don't believe that happened at all. Or if they did, like I said, they didn't show it. Joey says he doesn't know if this is something he could look past when Maria asked him if he could look past it. Then Maria and Sydney are having a conversation while Joey isn't there. And, you know, some of the stuff Sydney was saying, Maria's like, you know we're on camera, right? You know, roll the tape, producers, for our guy Joey so he can get the right answer here. And then we go to a night portion of the 2-on-1 date. Joey's now not taking the approach of it's not about getting to the bottom of it because he doesn't think he'll get there, but choosing someone who he feels he can have a real connection with. Joey asks Sydney if she thinks there could be a future there. She says she does see potential and says her showing up is her fighting for him. At this time, I was saying if he's asking these questions, there's not a connection there at all. But then wait, he asked Maria the same question. Said originally yes, but she's had to defend herself a lot and said she hopes he feels how she does, but doesn't want to move forward if there's not a connection and, you know, can't and he can't see them getting there. So just wants to be upfront about it all and be honest about the situation. He doesn't give Sydney the rose and walks her out. Joey tells Maria he's trying to work past this and offers her the rose, and Maria accepts. Then back at the cocktail party, Jen and Joey have a fun moment connecting by the pool, making fun of Joey's toes or feet apparently. Don't know what's going on down there. Really good vibes in their relationship. I think they're continuing to move upward and, you know, really good vibes. Really like that relationship so far. Medina gets Joey a gift, a little night, kind of call back to, you know, their group date there. Medina is apparently the capital of wherever they're at, shares why it's hard for her opening up from something that happened with her parents when she was younger. Do a little trust fall to, you know, kind of form that connection. And I like this. We haven't seen a lot of Medina besides the drama portion, so it was nice to see this side of her opening up to Joey. Then Leah kind of jumps in and is, you know, kind of upset that Medina's being nice to Maria after she was best friends with Sydney. But it's like, Leah, why do people have to be bummed that someone went home? She's like, oh, everyone's not upset that Sydney went home. You're all trying to date the same person. You're not there to be friends. So don't really understand why she's upset there. Leah pulls Medina, like, what is going on right now? Then we get another Kelsey A and Joey conversation. She's very bubbly and open with Joey. It's nice to see. You know, would like to see more of her as well. It looks like it looks like tomorrow she should be getting a one-on-one date, it seems like, from the trailer. Leah wants to clear the air with Medina. Supposedly she's frustrated how she's basically switching up from, oh, Sydney's her best friend, BFF, to Maria, oh, you look good, like, and talking with her. Like, what? You don't always have to be on 10 fighting the whole time if you're best friends with someone and that person went home. Like, that just doesn't make logical sense here. Then Medina says, yeah, Maria knows I'm close with Sydney, but why is it anyone's business how I'm handling everything and, you know, trying to handle and navigate this situation is basically how she responded, which I believe is how a majority of everyone watching the show feels. Peace, love, and positivity, as Maria says back in there. Leia says, I have a high standard for the friends that I keep. So what, you have to be mean girls to people you aren't BFFs with? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, more just, like, I've seen more silly, like, pointless drama this season than seasons past. Don't get me wrong. Like, every season there's, you know, crazy, like, off-the-wall drama or, you know, producer, you know, cooked up drama. But this is just, like, like just fishing for what are we even mad about? Like, I don't even think fourth graders would be upset about this. Like, I know I keep saying like, but what are we doing here? Maria's like, if I'm quiet, they don't like me. If I talk, they don't like me. And she rightfully so gets upset and steps outside. Then we get a cutscene of Leia saying, Maria's a drama queen, crybaby, giving off, some mean girl energy here. Obviously, you try not to be too critical of these people, being on this show and in the situation. And obviously, you don't know the whole story either, but giving off a little mean girl vibes here right now. But obviously, like I said, don't know the whole situation. But just as from a viewer of what we've seen so far, just that seems how it is. I'm sure Leia is a great girl, just as I'm sure Sydney was a great girl before she went home. I'm sure all these ladies are wonderful people. But that's just how it is right now. Then we get Maria talking to a producer, just saying how she wants to go home, give someone else her rose, So that's kind of the cliffhanger we were left on. We thought we were going to be left on the cliffhanger of the 2-on-1 date, but that happened, earlier, shockingly. So they had to leave us on something, wait until tomorrow night, which tomorrow night looks like a couple of good one-on-ones, and then some more pointless drama. This time it looked like Leah and Jess, I believe, in the trailer, but I don't know. I know this is how usually the beginning or the middle of the season goes before we really get to the end portion of who's really contenders, who's not. And I gotta say, with the pointless, I'm here for the drama. It's part of the show, whatever. That's why we watch it, whatever, gets everyone talking. But I'm ready for the kind of the point of the show, the love stories. Thankfully, it hasn't been anything malicious so far, but it's just been downright like silly, which I guess if there's going to be drama, I'd rather it be downright silly like this instead of like we've seen it in seasons past where it's like malicious and ladies attacking other ladies or men attacking other men and getting real personal. But this just seems silly. But anyway, back again tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 2 episodes this week. Looking forward to it. Thank you all so much for watching. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.